Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who is new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. So in today's video we are going to work with this palette. Sweeties, have you seen this on Instagram? This is the Chapter 1 palette from Sensorium Beauty, and this is how she looks. And you will probably, if you're following me on my Leorah Cosmetics Instagram, you will also have seen already the flat lay of this one, which happened to look so good. So anyway, this is the palette. You get 29 pure pigment matte shadows and 7 transformative shimmers, and this is what it looks like. I think the color story is beautiful. It might also have to do with my super like of grays and silvers. That's not new on my channel, that I love palettes like this. Also, of course, here you do have the whole packaging in gray silver, which is, I don't know, I was just so drawn to this palette and I ordered it the second it went live, I have to say. So this is a new brand for me, definitely. Never tried this brand, and I actually think that it is in general like a new brand. You know, I think it is connected to Be Perfect Cosmetics, so it is based in the UK, and this is how the outer packaging looks, so you see what's on my table. So anyway, this is what the palette looks like, and of course on the back here you have some more explanation, and of course also the shades and the ingredients and all of that. Okay, so we are going to dig into this palette today. I created on camera this look today. I have done previously already 2 other looks, which you will see in pictures after me creating this look, and of course then in the end of the video we are going to meet here again for the review part, so I can tell you about my experience with the palette. So if you've just found me, sweetie, hi, I'm Leorah. I'm a makeup artist and stylist, and I love colorful makeup, I love colorful styling, and I love the indie world when it comes to makeup, and that is what you're getting here. So please feel free to check out my channel and of course my social media, which is linked in the description box down below, so you can see what I'm all about, and then subscribe to my channel because that would just be awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to take you back in time to my pajama time, and I'm going to chat with you a tiny little bit about something that I want to chat to you about, which you will see in just a second. I have to say though that this was super early in the morning, so if I come across like a little bit tired / distracted or something, or maybe looking for words, it's because I had gotten up at 2 a.m. just saying. So anyway, cut me some slack. So with all of that being said, let's just jump right into the video. Okay sweeties, let's do it. Let's go in with the palette, and I'm in my pajamas, of course. Okay, the Chapter 1 palette by Sensorium Beauty, and first impression, definitely first impression of that brand, obviously, but it is not a first impression now, because this is my third look. Okay, so in the first look that you're going to see, I did go into the pinks and the orange. In the second look I went into the grays for a phenomenal cool look, and if you ask me, because you know how I'm in grays and silvers, it's like it's such a spectacular color theme thing. Yeah. And today I think, because surprise I haven't gotten into the greens and the blues yet at all. That would have been usually the first thing to do. I don't know what happened, but anyway, so maybe let's just go into those today, you know. Okay, I'm still working with the I Prep and Prime, was it? I Prep and Prime eyeshadow primer from Juvia's Place, and keep dapping out the creasing. Yeah, and let us go in. I want to first start with this one, with this this one. This is like, wow. Okay, let us hope that it goes well, because I want to be able to tell you only good things. So let's just place this, ooh, right here. Seriously, you know, when it comes to neons on my face, I don't really have super high expectations, because usually they don't work like too well with me. Okay, like not too much, but anyway, let's see how it goes, and then we'll take it from there. I'm going to try to put as many shades in that look as I possibly can, in order to still in the third look get a lot of shades in, so I can just give you a more balanced review, you know. Really, with a big palette like this, 3 looks is a crime, seriously, but yeah. Busy girl over here. Okay, now let's go in. What should we go in next with? I kind of feel like this one. Okay, the first shade was Neuro, And this is the shade Clinical. Or should I go in with something darker? Maybe this one. Ooh, Aroused. Yeah, let's have that. Okay, sweeties, I wanted to again talk with you about something, because last time I did makeup on camera about, I guess, a week ago or something, I spoke to you. Is this not clean? Is there something else that it kind of feels like there is some red here? It is right next to a red shade. It is possible that there's maybe some spill over here in the pan, because like right here I do have a red spot, so I'm gonna try to correct that still. But anyway, yeah, so last time I did makeup on camera for you, we spoke of course about my life update a tiny little bit, and I kind of want to continue a little bit of that. It's not really a life update, it's more like one experience that I had that was phenomenal, and I definitely wanted to share that with you, because I didn't get around to talk about that one in that life update video. But what I wanted to talk to you about is that I went to the beach. I went to the beach. It was my one day off in the whole last year, seriously. I mean, we have of course done stuff with the family, but it usually was just, you know, a few hours here, a few hours there, go out for dinner or something. But really to go away for a whole day, we have not done that in a whole year. Okay, just saying. Okay, so anyway, let's just go back into this one also. And now just dab it on and see what that does. I think it makes a nice gradient, and I might even now, you know what, now that we're at it, pull in that Clinical shade that I thought I'm going to choose, but then I chose the Aroused shade. Yeah, okay, so let's just go into that mint kind of a shade and just place it here, because it's kind of the natural development of like both shades, kinda, you know. So cool. This is so cool, you know. I hope it comes across on camera. But yeah, so anyway, we went to the beach, and that was a big thing, because you know, when I have to pack stuff for going out with my family, it is like the Exodus from Egypt, seriously, you know. Wait, let's go into Vein, which is this one right here, which is a bit darker than Aroused, you know, it's a bit darker, and let's put that here next to it. So we went to the beach, and I spoke about this topic already a lot with my besties. So sweeties, besties, sorry that you have to listen to me again going on about that same thing, but seriously, I had an amazing experience. I have been feeling a little bit drained by life, I have to say, lately, and that is just because of life being life, not because of anything being like super bad or whatever. I also don't want to sit here and whine and stuff, but you know, life is just not that easy, you know, sometimes, and it's a challenge. So wait, I need to go into yet another shade, but which one? Maybe this one. Maybe this one. This is like a dark teal shade, so let's just do that and see what happens while I'm talking. This is the shade, wait, Priory. Okay, so let's just put that one here. Oh, I think this is like a mermaid kind of a situation almost. I'm kind of really curious how this look turns out. Lucky you know already. Okay, so anyway, that was a big deal for me to prepare this, to still be working and all of this, but we did it. We got out with the family. We always have to leave with 2 cars because we cannot, of course, fit the whole family into 1 car, so we drove to the beach, and we were kind of a little bit worried that it would be super crowded because of the airport being closed and stuff like this. It's, you know, you don't want to be stuck with like the rest of the country on the same beach, right? So we went a little bit off the beaten track, and still, of course, we chose a beach where there is a lifeguard and everything, so don't worry about our safety. Yeah. And we went to the beach, and I have to say that most of my kids have not been at the beach probably in their whole life. Have they been? The older ones, yes, but the younger ones, definitely not. So for them, it was absolutely, it was an experience. It was absolutely an experience. And just to see their joy and excitement about the whole thing was absolutely beautiful. Now, I couldn't go in the water for physical reasons on that day. So I was like, oh crap. I would really like to go in the water, but what can I do? Sometimes one just can't. So I was standing knee deep in the water, and I was basically filming and taking pictures for the rest of the family. So so they have a nice, way to remember this day. And once I got over the fact that now again I cannot have fun, it took me like 2 seconds, seriously, because when I saw my kids getting so excited, and you cannot feel sad, you cannot, So I was standing there, I was taking a million pictures and short video clips and stuff like that, and then I was kind of thinking about this vastness. Now, of course, my country is located next to the Mediterranean. So that is not the biggest ocean ever. It's not. But it's basically what we have. And for me, it's beautiful. And of course, from where I was standing, it looked huge and it looked endless. And it was beautiful. And the noise of the waves and the grandness of the situation, and also the fact that we were not crowded in with like a million other people, it was just so amazing, And I was just thinking, how can this be? How can something so amazing have been created? And it is for free. It's here for us. And it's so beautiful to just be here and to stand with my feet in something that amazing, that ancient, that great, that powerful, It kind of really put a lot of stuff that I've been thinking about, that I've been struggling with, also like with my work and like with all kinds of stuff that's going on in the world, and all of these things. It really has been putting stuff back into perspective, and that was really what I needed. And I was so grateful for that it was a huge gift for me, and I felt, and now you're gonna maybe think that I'm crazy, but I felt like with each wave that there was a power surge coming into me, it was absolutely incredible. And afterwards, when I spoke to some of my besties about this whole experience, and I was like, how can this be? This was like, I kind of like my soul connected to the water or to whatever. And one of my besties, she's also very, very spiritual, and she said, well, you shouldn't be surprised. Water is basically the most ancient element, this is this is the closest thing you can get to creation, and I'm like, yeah, this is so cool. And I kind of felt like I'm feeling this, I'm being part of this, and then of course feeling all of these things, and then also seeing my kids just laughing and running around and being happy, and like children should be, and playing and goofing around with my husband. And it was really fun, like seriously fun, It was also very fun when we got back to the car and everybody fell asleep, and I had then on the way home in the car, we had to drive like for 1.5 hours to get back home, but we had then peace and quiet, we also had rush hour traffic, so everything took much longer, but it was so nice and quiet. The kids were of course exhausted from the sea and the sun and everything, and it was just so beautiful, so beautiful to even still linger while I was driving, to still linger in my thoughts and in my feelings around this experience. And for me, for me, these little things are the ones that count, because of course life has gotten much smaller in the last, let's say, 1.5 or 2 years, and not much traveling has been done and whatever. And anyway, with a huge family like us, not much traveling is possible anyway. So for us, it has always been more the little things, you know. I'm also going to go into this green, which is called Molecule. It is this one, okay, and I'm going to dab this right here to get a bit of a better transition between the light green and the teal. But I think if I can remember where I placed what to recreate this on the other eye, this is so ethereal. This is kind of really, really cool, you know? Oh, I really hope that this looks good on camera, because in real life it seriously does. Okay, so for the most part, this is how I'm gonna leave it. I am still gonna probably blend, because I can never stop myself. But I don't think it is even very necessary anymore. It's just because I need it for therapy. Okay, so what else are we gonna do? Shimmer wise, I'm wondering if I could just try to use one of the shimmers as a topper shade. Should I though? Should I try? I don't know. Okay, you know what we're gonna do? I'm going to try to use one of those white shades. I believe this one here has a blue shift to it. Let's just see if I'm right. Is this true? Yeah, it does definitely have a blue shift to it. So I'm going to place this really at the inner, maybe the inner third, and then I'm going to blend it into this one, which is called Hypnosis, and this is Cortex, the white one. Okay, so we have Cortex and Hypnosis, and I think they would look really spectacular here together. Okay, so let's just real quick do that. And also what I want to try to do for today is, and that's the first time I'm trying something like this, I want to actually use a sponge tip brush. It's not a brush, it's like a sponge tip applicator, to try to apply those, because Hypnosis, I have not used that yet, the greenish one, but I have tried this Cortex shade, the bluish one, the white one with the blue shift, and on the brush it was you know. So I went yesterday to buy those sponge tip thingies, because I usually don't have them at home, and I'm going to try to apply it like this and see how that is. Of course, I have nothing else on my eye, just the eyeshadow primer, which you saw in the beginning, and I have to say it really does perform much better with the sponge tip, and of course with the finger, which I'm going to do right after, of course. So, but that is much better. So I do really recommend to use them like this, you know, because they are a little bit bouncy. They perform super well, but they are a little bit hard to pick up on the brush. At least of what I've tried so far, but this looks good. So now I'm just going to use the other side of that sponge tip applicator, and I'm going to pick up this one and put it right here. I don't know why my voice is cracking. Am I that emotional? Yeah. So anyway, this is how this look is gonna look. And I think this is so, this looks like, what does this look like? Like the Northern Lights, maybe? This is like so beautiful. Wow. Really pretty. I hope I managed to recreate this on the other side, seriously. Okay, let's just go in also with the finger and just reapply this a little bit more. And also I kind of feel like when you apply it with the finger, and if you have short nails of course, I kind of feel like the smudging and everything of these kinds of shades and the blending with the finger is just so easy and so beautiful. I kind of feel like this is because I have the exact amount of pressure, because I feel it with my finger, and I don't have to be extended by a brush, you know. It kind of feels more natural or something. Alright, so let us then also blend it into the other shade. Now I feel it could be really cool if I would have a shimmer that could be like in the middle of those two. But maybe you can also see that I'm kind of smudging the second one here, the darker one, into the lighter one, and the transition I think is turning out super beautiful. I just want like that it is still white at the inner part. There's like the super innermost part, but besides that I want there to be a transition into that teal shade. And I think this is starting to look really, really cool. Just imagine how this is gonna look together with lashes and together with a liner. Wow. Okay, so I'm backing up the other shade a little bit more here towards the end because I want it to be darker over here. And that is basically how it's gonna look. Wow. I'm loving it. Okay, sweeties, let me just continue on the other eye and I'll be back with the other two looks that I've done and of course with a review of this palette. Okay, my lovelies, now you have seen how I created this look. You saw the other two looks that I've created with the palette, and welcome to the review. So for that, of course, let's just zoom you in. Almost zoomed in the wrong direction. Haven't filmed the review in quite some time, so I forgot how to do it. So yeah, this is how the look turned out, and judge for yourself. What do you think? Alright, so you see me smile, so you must know that I'm actually really, really happy with the outcome. I have to say though that this color scheme is like coming home for me. You know, this and greens and purples, it's really like coming home for me, and it is not like a super big challenge for me to create a look like this. But the performance overall I think was super, super good. With maybe a tiny little but that is something that is very, very personal to me, and you might have different experiences, and that is when it comes to the neon shades. You have basically two neon shades, a neon yellow right here and a neon green, and neons just don't work so well on me. Maybe if I were to use a white base or even a green base or a yellow base, that is different, you know, but of course on my base it was okay. It was okay. You saw how it performed, and of course how the overall finished look is. There is nothing wrong with it. It is just not, I don't know, neons are always a bit thin on me, let's put it that way, but I know that the best way to use neons is not the way I used it today. Okay, so with that knowledge, I just want to exclude those two from the judgment because I know that I did not use them the way one should use neons best. Okay, so anyway, besides that, you have of course a whole lot of beautiful, beautiful shades here. Super, super nice pigmented. Also shade range wise, it is super versatile, going super deep and also really nice and light. So it is super easy to work with a palette like this because you do have such a wide range in the palette. I'm a super big fan of the mattes. Now the shimmers are really topper shades. What I already said in the intro, they're more the topper shade kind of a shimmer, and that is actually kind of nice in one way because you can of course put them on top of other shades and create more shades like that. You know, there are basically no limitations in a palette like this if you have topper shades because you can basically put them over each matte, you know, so you have a huge, like you're getting the double size of the palette really, you know, more than that. I can't do math. Anyway, but you know what I mean, right? You know what I'm getting at. Now, is that everybody's favorite idea? No. You know, there are people who probably like the more opaque shades more. I also have to say that this one, for example, that I used today for the first time, like on my lid here, that was more opaque, but the other ones are really a little bit more, I don't want to say thin because that sounds so negative. They're topper shades, you know, they're topper shades, and that's what they are. But it makes the whole palette more versatile if you ask me, you know. You just need to know that that's what it is, and then you know how to work with them. Also picking up on the brush wise, I have to say that brushes, you can do it. You can do it. It might take a little bit more time. It will definitely help if you wet your brush with setting spray or with water or something. That definitely helps. It works better to use a sponge tip brush or to use your finger. Like the finger is always the best if you ask me. So that is my experience with the palette. Also here, of course, these two, they look very similar on camera probably, but this one has a bit of a blue hint to it, you know, and this one is more What is it though? Let's see. This is more like a golden shade, you know? So anyway, how did I finish the look off camera? I actually put this shade here under my eye and then pushed this blue a little bit closer to the waterline. And then for the inner corner, I wanted to use this neon yellow. Now, again, it didn't work so well on what was there. So I put on a little bit more eyeshadow base, put it on. Also did not blow me away too much because it is not that kind of an eyeshadow base. It was not a white one, you know, it does not bring this super bold effect that a shade like this would have on a white base, for example, you know. But anyway, so in order to kind of make it a little bit more nicer for me, I then put this one on top of that, and that works nice, you know. You see, it makes it sparkle, it makes it shine a little bit more, and I think this is how you can definitely also work with a palette, even if you don't have white eyeshadow bases or whatever other eyeshadow bases, you know. You just need to kind of work around whatever obstacle is being put in your way. You just need to work around it and be creative. So overall, I have to say that I really like the formula. I like the performance. I also have to say that in the first look that was very orange and pink, I did not have any staining. Nothing, you know. What is my favorite look? I have to say probably the second one and this one. Not because the first one was ugly, it was just more futuristic and I just wanted to do something different. But completely honest, I am very much into like normal eyeshadow placement and just really flowy looks, you know. Bold, yes, but just a little bit more flowy and stuff, you know. That's just how I vibe. But anyway, that was that. Of course, there was no staining, as I already told you. Blendability was really nice. Buildability was really nice. I didn't have any creasing or fading, not to my knowledge. And of course, I'm wearing my looks really like for long hours, you know, because I'm doing my makeup so early in the morning and then I'm taking it off at around like 9 o'clock in the evening. So I did not encounter any creasing or anything like this, any separation. Yeah, but anyway, so I think you have to judge for yourself, sweeties. Yeah, okay, so anyway, this is my review. I hope you did enjoy this. Of course, the looks will also come up on my social media, and I'm just so happy that I got to try another brand and that I definitely fell in love with this palette because of the grays. The grays are just my heart and soul. Try to combine grays and silvers with colors. No matter what you do, it will always look beautiful. I promise you. It is just so stunning. It's a stunning color to work with, you know, and this is why I bought the palette. Now that the rest of it also works super well, is just like another benefit, but I bought it for the silvers and the grays, you know. Just completely honest. Okay, sweeties, this is what it is from me for today. Of course, please feel free to check out my description box because you will find, of course, my makeup of today and also all my links to my social media and also all my discount codes that I have with different brands down there. Please don't forget to leave me your comments in the comment section down below and subscribe to my channel if you're new here and you've made it so far and I've convinced you that this is a good place to hang out, then please subscribe. That would just be amazing, and I'm so happy to have you and grow my tribe. I shall see you here next time super soon for my next video. As you know, the high holidays are coming up for my faith, so it's gonna be a little bit in and out, but I will definitely update you. And of course, if you turned on the notification bell, you will always know when I'm releasing a video, but I'm going to try to never have less than 2 videos per week. Okay, sweeties, so that is it. Happy holidays for everybody who is Jewish as well. Happy New Year, because we're going to celebrate our new year. And for everybody else, have a wonderful week, and I shall see you later this week for my next video. And up until then, definitely go ahead and sparkle. Hugs and kisses. Bye.